Imagine me at G4 seminar. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time because you are going to have even a better one right now. So what we're going to go through is just a couple things. We'll start with some giant monster safety, and then we'll go into some G-force, as in what's G-force agent, what is G-force, what do we do, and all that good stuff. So why don't we get started? So, giant monster safety and you. How much do you know? How safe do you think you are? How stupid are you acting? How high is your screaming? Are you running like a track star on steroids? Are you wearing a clean pair of pants? These are just simple questions you have to ask yourself when you are thinking about giant monster safety. Now, safety, by its dictionary definition, safety is the condition of being protected or unlikely to cause danger, risk, or injury. So using a sentence, they should leave for their own safety. They're giving away free iPhones. So, monster or kaiju. Kaiju is a Japanese word that means strange beast, but often is translated into English as monster, or better known as your in-laws. So, used in a sentence, your brother-in-law is giving himself a bikini wax on the kitchen table again. Attack. Attack, by its dictionary definition, attack is an aggressive or violent action against a person or place. Using a sentence, that nun just attacked me. Giant monster. Giant monster attack, by its definition, is an aggressive or violent action against a person or place by a strange beast. Used in a sense, we're all going to die. So, as you can see, starting in 1954, kaiju-related deaths have pretty much skyrocketed and have shot and never have gone down. So a lot of people, to make it simple for you, a lot of people have died. So that's why people like us are entitled to save you as much as we can. Now, what we like to do is think about the 4 points of safety. We have monster detection, monster avoidance, monster self-defense, and monster weaknesses. We will go through each one right now. Detection. To detect is to discover the existence of. Detection, the active process of detecting. Are you seeing clearly now that the rain is gone? Is what you're seeing what everyone else sees? Are private eyes watching you? And do they see your every move? There's just simple questions you have to ask yourself. Now, a simple test. Out of these 3 pictures, what would you say is the most threatening?
The one in the middle.
Which one? Who said one in the middle? All right. Come on. What we got? First one, A, B, or C?
The one in the middle.
C? How many people said C? All right, well, let's see. So let's start with just simple A. So if you chose A, you think, oh, everything's fine, but this can soon enough turn into that. So, wrong choice. Now let's start with B. You think, oh, this cute little guy, he's so nice and cuddly, and then as soon as you go in to get a better look, this pops right in your face. And then finally, you think, oh man, this is a scary dude, and then you realize that, oh crap, I forgot to get my prescription lenses in. And so whoever made choice C is correct. So why don't you give yourself a nice round of applause. Yes. I'm very proud of you.
There you go.
And so let's talk about avoidance. Avoid. To keep away or to stop oneself from doing something. Avoidance is the act of avoiding or keeping away from. What are you avoiding? Where are you avoiding it from? And by which methods are you avoiding avoidance? So what I like to do is, what we like to say at G-Force is safe. How to stay safe. You stay at fascinating exits. Now, what is that exactly? We will tell you in just a moment. How to stay safe. Avoid retreating to or staying in tall buildings unless you have to. If you are caught in a building, try to get out as quick as you can. Try to stay off streets as best you can. Walk only if you have to. Never stop for McDonald's. I will shoot you myself if you do. Being underground is always the best option. And then finally, having a shelter prepared along with a good getaway vehicle is always key. So let's just go through this. Now, buildings to hide in, obviously, this is the incorrect way. You ever heard of 3 Little Pigs? Yes? Okay. That is not the building to hide in. So I suggest if you are going to hide in a building, you want something that's at least strong so you don't get crushed to death. Now, number 2, underground shelters. This is the incorrect way of having a shelter. Because if you're going to stay underground for 6 months, I think you're going to want to do something a little more entertaining than have your legs shackled. So what I always like to do is make sure you have at least 3 arcade games down there, plenty of soda, because if you want to go to town, you want to just bounce off the walls. Because if everybody's getting crushed to death upstairs, when you're tying somebody up, you want to make sure that you have him locked down. Everything else, you got his legs, his eyeballs, everything. You got everything tied down. So just not to waste too much time, just imagine we have this tied correctly. So we have that tied correctly. My good friend Griffin here is showing the proper way. Now, if you were being interrogated, how would you act?
I'm scared.
Come on, if you're scared, you're terrified. I mean, my man here, he's got this thing, and you're gonna intimidate him with it. What are you gonna do? Huh?
Not Griffin.
Yes, exactly. So let's see, my man here, he's over here. He's got a little thing. So you guys are just standing here right next to me. This is my posse right here, and I'm just talking to you. What would you do?
Carve a limp.
See, my friend knows exactly what's going on here. When you're interrogating somebody, you want to get right in their face like this, and then if you have to, you just sit right here, and then you have to just talk to them. You know, you just talk to me. It's all right.
Give him a
See,
nuggie.
you and me, my friend.
Nuggie.
You and me. It's okay. If you have to get up close and personal, it has to happen. So sometimes, you see, some people like duct taping people's mouth shuts, but I don't like that because it just gets too messy. I mean, you got their spit all over it and everything else. And you got to wash your hands. So I just prefer to have the mouth open because hearing the screams of someone like my good man here, it's music to my soulless heart. So when interrogating somebody, you want to make sure that they are terrified. You want to make sure there is a puddle right beneath their chair. Now, you don't want to step in it, of course, but you want to make sure that puddle's there. One of my favorite things, you guys like music? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have anybody, what music do you hate the most? Anybody?
Dubstep.
Country.
Rap.
Jazz.
Rap.
Country.
Jazz. Country.
Dubstep.
Rap. Country.
So, okay, I hear a lot of country and rap. So, you ask your interrogating suspect what music he hates the most, and then as soon as he tells you, you go out and you buy the biggest album set you can, put the speakers at least this close to his face, and then you just blast it, close the door, and you come back about, I would say about 5 hours later. And as soon as they're back, they're either deaf or they're crying, they're doing something. So by the time, I think they're going to answer your questions. So Griffin, thank you very much for sitting right there. Don't worry, later I will lasso you and then I will put a brand on your left thigh. Make sure that you know that you are always part of the G-Force team. So let's thank Griffin for being the
Thank you, Griffin.
for being the test dummy there.
You would
And my man,
always use the whole roll, though, right?
oh yeah, the whole roll.
The
You
whole
can't-
roll.
See, right now, I know you guys don't want to sit here while I unravel a rope. That's not what you came to see. But my man here, you just stand there because you guys look intimidating as all get out. See, these guys are people I want in my force because look at this guy. You know, he's smiling, but you know that he's just ready to go boom right in the face. So, just talking about these concealing weapons. You see this? See this? It looks just like regular cane. You know, you're just walking down the street, you see a nice old man. He's just doing his thing. He's doing a little thing like this, and so you start getting that little old man angry. And the next thing you know, you have that right in your face.
Is that real?
Yes, it is. It's not, don't worry, it's not sharpened. It's not sharpened. No one's going to get hurt. But if you do, it is very deadly. So you got to be careful. When you think, oh, you know, look at that old man crossing the street, and the next thing you know, he trips you, beats you with his Cobra cane, and then when you're lying there in a puddle of your own blood, sweat, and tears, he'll be just like, yeah, Sonny, that's right, I'm running your world, buddy. And you're like, oh yeah, Gramps, I'm so sorry.
I've seen old movies.
Isn't that movies?
Ninja movies and something.
I like this kid a lot. So we're talking about nunchucks. You guys ever seen the 3-section staff before? You ever seen it?
Oh, I
No. Two.
Because there's not enough room in it to flail around. Just to show you quick. You see, with nunchucks, you just have the 2 sections. With 3-section staff, obviously you have 3 sections. So with something like this, it takes a lot of control and balance. But as soon as you get the hang of it, you are going to be whipping people. You could be either holding on one side, whipping it all the way around, or just right here in the middle, and then flipping it around as well. So you want to make sure you cover short, long, and then like in the middle of distance. And like I said, when you use what works, you use what works. If you were in a kitchen and you were attacked by somebody, you use a frickin' spatula. See, that's why I have this here. This is always right here on me.
That's not a spatula.
It's a spoon spatula.
Boss.
Who just told me? Who just corrected me?
We're gonna find out here.
Okay.
Okay, hold this. Okay, hold on. Okay. What is that?
It's a spoon. More like a spoon.
It's actually a slapstick. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Okay, please sit back down. That's right. See, I love. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob, my man. Let's give a round of applause for my man Jacob and my friend Andrew. He's a baseball guy. He was in school. So use whatever works. Doesn't matter if you have keys or whatever in your pocket. You use that. I mean, if you have a belt buckle, you just take it out and start whipping. I mean, your pants might fall down. But while you're whipping that person, you look incredibly stylish when you have your pants right down to your ankles. And that's all the rage nowadays. Have you seen that? They got their pants down here. They're walking like this. I mean, it's pretty gangster, isn't it?
Yeah.